definitely, that's a lie, some wins. I did wake up at 5:30 this morning, so I am happy about that. But other than that, morning meditation wasn't that great. And I just wasn't in it. Definitely more sleepy than meditation. And then like I kept looking at this clock this morning and I was like, I don't have enough time to do all the things I need to do for myself and be there for somebody else. Which, not true. But, had to learn that. But then like when I got home, I was kind of just like dragging my feet of like, do I want to do yoga at the park today? I could just do chair yoga, but I also like didn't want to do chair yoga today. Nothing wrong with chair yoga, but being outside really is a game changer, and just soaking up as much sun as possible while I can. So yeah, I made it a little darker than typical. Sun is going down, but kind of interesting where it's going down. I didn't know it like landed where it's landing. So cool, good to know, and definitely helps with like knowing where morning sun salutations will be. So today is kind of like a goodbye, good night sun. A good night sun. So I'm really excited to get into that flow. Oh, I didn't do much studying. I didn't. This was not a day where I was like in the yoga rabbit holes. However, I found some really cool people that are doing yoga in the way that I want to do it, and so I'm really glad about that. Second thing is, where do I want to take this? How much further do I want to get in my yogi-ness? And what's coming next? So like, working through these 108, but then what does that mean? And like, what's the next project that I could be working on as well right now? Because I also want to figure out like how deep do I want to go in terms of like meditation as well. So my yoga teacher mentor, she's like pretty deep into like the chanting of yoga, and I think it's cool in the sense of like when I'm in it, I get it, I feel the vibes. Maybe also just like I know for like how I like to learn, like to make more connections about it, see it written out, understand, see what the notes are. Not that it has to be like the frequency, the note, knowing what the note is, very important. Some chanting, with purpose, yes. So what's coming to mind, like when not chanting but sounds and playing. When I was in Japan, we went to a private Shinto ceremony, and one of the things that like I appreciate about Japanese culture is their music and their sound, like the traditional, like the stuff that's in the anime. Not even just the traditional, but I do love the bass line over there. They've got good jazz. Could be a little bit more funky, but they got real good jazz. But so in this ceremony, they're playing these instruments, and they're like, again, beautiful traditional string instruments, drums, woodwinds, and it was just like, what's happening? But then, like, everyone was still in tune and in pace, and performing, doing their deep religious duties. And when we got out, the Shinto priestess that we were with was like, did you guys hear the music? And like, how did it sound? And she's like, it's intentional that, it's not a perfect melody, right? Because much like nature, there's not a perfect melody. And so as I'm thinking that, and just what, like I said, how like I like to learn things I'm vocalizing is also like things are written with a note, a frequency, a vibration, if you will. I'd like to know what it is, get, as close as possible, but then also offering up that like everybody can sing, everybody can chant, everybody can hold a note. So yes, this is a lesson for myself, and it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to get out. And yes, frequencies are important, but it's all sound. It's never gonna be a perfect sound. Like even when recording and it's like, oh, the bird's singing and chirping, and then air cool. So yeah, nature's never gonna be like this perfect sound. So I hope to get more comfortable with that. And yeah. Alright, so day 8, we're gonna do a number. Not gonna lie, maybe going down today, a little-ish. Then we'll pump them numbers back up. So just taking my time to do a little warm up. I've already walked a little bit, so my lower body is pretty good to go, but of course the shoulders, that's a big thing for my body, especially with the planks and the cobras. So starting inside with shoulders, smaller range of motion, and then moving to big arm circles, and then warming up the back. So also carrying my book bag to the park, right? Like it's heavy on the a heavy load to carry. So making sure I just do some back bends, some cat cows, and then even did puppy, and that felt like a really good stretch. So I may be more intentional about using that. And then coming into Surya Namaskara, Sun Salutations. Okay, so I did need to stop for a second. I was feeling some sticks under my body, and no. So now I'm just back into my flow, getting started. And I also would like to add that this is definitely sped up. I want future self to remember, yes, we can move that fast now, but we started at a moderate pace, girl, we did.
Yeah. I think that's important to share on like a growth journey, especially as a newer yoga teacher, right? Like seeing videos of how people move and flow, like it's so amazing, and I would love to get there one day, and I will. But like I am where I am right now, and I just have to keep reminding myself that. And after this set, I realized I needed a drink. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm about to have to do 108. I definitely am gonna need to take water breaks. And like, especially as someone that has ADHD, I will push off like drinking my water, or like I know that if I don't schedule it, I won't do it. Like something that I get caught up in a lot, because I also have an eating disorder, is that like I will forget to eat like all day. But having a like set time of like you need to eat by this and this time, or plan it in between things, so that I still have a meal. So yeah, it's just gonna be important to stay hydrated, especially if it's a hot day. But also throughout my yoga class, right? Like I'll be talking and teaching, I'll be talking and moving around and doing the asanas. So staying hydrated throughout a full class, it's gonna be key.
this has been day 11 of the road to 108 Sun Salutations on the Summer Solstice. Today definitely took it a lot lighter. Not because, for the reason that like I already know that I am going to have to go a lot harder and work on some additional things. I don't gotta explain that to nobody. Good for you to watch, Charlie, though. You should know this. Okay, say it one more again. That's the end of my day 11, road to 108 Sun Salutations. Definitely moved a bit slower today. I also got thirsty, like, earlier than I typically would. It's definitely a lot, like, it's cooling down, but definitely a lot hotter than what I'm used to coming out in the morning time. So that's one thing, but also it's making me think, right, like, as I'm preparing to do this for like a longer duration, I don't know how long, but like water breaks gonna be taking water breaks. It's gonna be important to stay hydrated. Definitely do my best to be hydrated beforehand, but just staying hydrated in general. So it's nice to have something to help push me to do that thing. Also, what got me was like the higher temperature for sure, but then like doing all the queuing, and I realized that like, oh, I'm talking a lot, it's hot, like, I'm doing physical movement, like, we just got a lot going on. So, yeah, that's something that I'll have to be mindful of. And then definitely had some just ADHD moments where I'm, like, going into, I'm in a Hasta Pradasana, hand to feet, and I'm literally like, oh shoot, am I going up or down? And then once I go down that rabbit hole, I go like, oh, I just did this, so I did this, but then I'm like, oh snap, what's my count? And that's where it's kind of mostly where I lose my counts. I've been losing my counts. Yeah, but again, it's something I know about myself, so it's something I'll work on. When I've typically been queuing like a regular class, like I'm only doing kind of like 3 max-ish of something, maybe 4 repetitions. So that's definitely a lot easier to count. But I do think that even because like staying focused while doing 12 steps in between and then remembering to count 1, I think that, yeah, counting will just be something I gotta keep practicing because I'm gonna still need it. What else? What I need to look up. Ashtanga Namaskara, my elbows pointed back, or they pointed to the side, and then I come up like this for Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana. Go back. Bhujangasana. Yeah. Still remembering them, gotta still work on it. last thing I'll say is that it felt really good today coming across a video from two people that practice yoga. It appears in a similar manner that I want to do it, and just, giving evidence that the things I want are there, that they exist. Also, because I exist, they exist. And to just kind of keep going down this path. And build something bigger. And just keep building. Yeah. So, keep going. Stay 11, dude. Crazy ending. I'm just rambling. I don't know.